the real Brendan, chat. This is real.
This is actually happening.
As opposed to the AI.
You're not
Exactly.
an AI replacement chat GPT.
I am Brendan B. Brown. I'm the singer, songwriter, and guitar player for the band Wheatus, and I wrote Teenage Dirtbag. In the summer of 1984, I was just starting to find my musical identity, and same summer, a 17-year-old kid named Ricky Casso, who had lived on my block, lured his friend Gary into the woods, and he stabbed him to death in the name of Satan.
Northport, Long Island, a quiet community rocked by reports a teenager was dragged through these woods toward a late-night ritual of death.
The subject is Satanism.
Castle was into Satanism and rock music associated with devil worship.
He got arrested wearing an AC/DC shirt.
When the murder happened, the culture clash about that and the blame game and the panic made me, at least, have to decide way early, like much sooner and under much more scrutiny, like what kind of a kid are you? You know, no joke. Like, and other kids' parents being like, no, you can't go over there anymore, kind of thing. That sort of stuff. Because I was rocking AC/DC tapes and LL Cool J tapes and Huey Lewis tapes and you know, Prince tapes, and I had a Sha Na Na tape in there somewhere. Like you know, you just had stuff, you know. But AC/DC was the band that I would buy bootlegs of if I found the tapes in the record store and make my own art with ballpoint pen and like, you know, that kind of. So I was like really into AC/DC, and here he got arrested with AC/DC all on. It's like, oh man, this is gonna be trouble, and it was.
Yeah. I was wondering, one of the parts of the documentary that really struck me is at the very beginning, when you're even looking at the word dirtbag, right, in the magazine.
Yeah, they hyphenated it.
They hyphenated it, first of all.
I don't know why. That was David Breskin in Rolling Stone back in the day.
Calling him out. But I'm just curious, like, what can you dive into the name a little bit more? Because I think, like, dirtbag has a lot of different meanings, but, like, the fact that it stuck with this song, and I think, like, really, like, created a cultural... like cultural use for that word in today's day and age. Can you talk about that significance of using Teenage Dirtbag for the title?
Yeah. Music identity when you first started to have it, right? There's this like, I don't know, for me there was this like, ooh, I have this thing that nobody's allowed to interfere with, and I'm enjoying it, you know. Back then it was a bit more tribal. Stylistically, what you were wearing really said a lot about who you were and what you were doing. Yeah. And you could pay a big price for wearing the wrong thing in the wrong place. And so there was a risk that came with it. So you were constantly like feeling a little bit like, okay, am I sure about who I am here in this place, in church, you know, or you name it, wherever else it might be an issue. So the fact that it's a neat little word, a little dehumanizing in some ways, which is sort of the punk side of it, I guess. It's an identity stamp.
You start to own it.
Yeah, you have to decide to own it.
You know, you're a kid in this very innocent way. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, you're now associated with something that you feel like has absolutely nothing to do with you. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that was, I mean, I think it still happens today. I think that was definitely a time where that was happening kind of back to back to back to back, you know, because we've talked about it on here too, but I mean, Columbine, I think it was so huge that anything even remotely associated with it really did become demonized. I mean, Doom, the video game, for a lot of people, it was just, oh, well, it was the music and it was the video games, and both of those must have done it. And so...
And you listen to MF Doom?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, kid? Yeah, so I mean, in the doc, the news clip, they were part of the trench coat mafia, right? What a bunch of bullshit. Like, Trent Reznor? Like no, you know? But they go with it. They run with it once it's out there. Toothpaste is out of the tube, and a whole nother generation of kids gets to feel what it's like to be completely misunderstood and demonized. And welcome to adult hypocrisy, children.
Yeah, but it's true that
letting
like
the kids know what it is. Yeah, the cycle.
yeah, but like when something that is so deeply connected to your identity, like music, is then all of a sudden labeled as this demonic thing, like it makes you have to decide, like you're saying, who you are at such an early age, and then I think that sticks with you for the rest of your life. That whole like, oh yeah, I am a dirtbag, because I feel that like it's this act of like rebellion, but also I don't know, it just stands for more than just a word.
Yeah. But gets you in touch with conformity, right? You're face to face with it suddenly. You have no idea what it means to be something you're not comfortable with, but you're definitely being asked to do that. It's like, wow.
Yeah. If you want to hear more stories behind our award-winning reporting, head over to twitch.tv/Vice and smash that follow button, eh, bud? We'll see you in chat.